Are we ready? Well, I know I am. So, whether or not you are, it's time for another episode of the Indie Tales Game Dev live stream. Hey, my name is Adam. You are the Pixel Pals. I've already said the name of the show, so without further ado, it's time to go. Welcome everyone to the, Thursday edition of the stream. Today, we're going to be doing some Insignia Dev. We're going to be working on music with Morgan, our composer, coming right up at the start of the stream. It's going to be a short stream because I got to end it sooner than I normally would, and we're starting it very late. Today, I was in a bit of a lunch meeting with some local game dev friends, including the director of Not Doppler. He's an acquaintance of mine who I'm quite fond of. The creator of Boomerang Foo, if you've heard of that. A Luri. We had the creator of No Clip, the YouTube channel, who's not Australian, but he's in for South by Southwest. It was a really cool little meeting. Yeah, lots of catch-ups with acquaintances that I have met over the years, and just it was a good opportunity because everyone's in town. All right, I want to say a big welcome to everybody who's here in chat. How's it going? Big thanks to Elzac and Reelin for the most recent subscription and follow, respectively. Thank you so much. Welcome to I would say those of you on YouTube, but I think we just got one viewer right now on YouTube. Welcome. How you doing? All right. Shall we do some music stuff? So we've got Morgan, I believe, waiting in the wings. I'll check to see if she's ready to talk about music. And if so, we'll do music. I'm good to go. Let me know how you're doing. Cool. I feel like my monitor is like somehow lower contrast today. I don't know if it's just like because I've been outside. Is this what inside looks like when you've been outside? I was in the sun quite a lot. I think I might have burnt my neck, actually. Hopefully not. All right. Well, hoping that this document doesn't get too spoilery. I just need to make sure I can read everything on the screen without like literally giving away major plot beats in the game. Sweet. Okay. No, I think we're good. All right. I'm not sure how long Morgan needs, but what I'm going to do is just jump in anyway and start listening to some music that she's been putting together. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a prep on what this is. So this meeting is us. We're going to be discussing some music that we're putting into an early sequence in chapter 2, which is kind of like a dream sequence. This doesn't look right. Hang on a second. Why does my screen background look so gray? You seeing that? What the heck? Is that just what? No, that's not right. Why is it like dark? You guys seeing this color behind me as like a gray instead of a white? What the heck? That's not looking right. Could it be an HDR thing? What the? It's not supported and it's off. I am so confused. It looks so weird to me right now. Are you seeing this? Is that looking great to you? I'm going to put the music back on. That is. I did mention color looking weird on my computer, right? I just mentioned it. I don't want to get too distracted by this, but like, I have no idea what I'm looking at here. What's weird is that the display can show white. It's not the display, it's the capture. Like I look okay. This does not look okay. Oh, so weird. SDR. I had to force SDR onto it. Okay, that's better. All right, we're back. Welcome, everybody. That was so weird. So, let's turn the music down. And yeah, so weird. We are going to look at some chapter 2 music. So what this is a dream sequence in chapter 2. And Armin, starting from chapter 1, but it's not currently in the game it's not really expressed in the game. Armin starts having these kind of weird dreams. So he's sleeping. When he sleeps, there's gameplay. And that gameplay takes place in a ship. So let's just see if we can read some stuff here and maybe it doesn't spoil the game. Recurrent gameplay scene, which sees Armin running through the bow of a ship. I don't know if you spelled that correctly. Towards a person crying out. Armin recognizes this as his father's voice. Each time the player is blocked by a section of gameplay that requires an ability the player doesn't have. Thus, with the recurring dreams, each time the player is permitted to go further and get closer. Basically, yeah, we're getting closer and closer. Hey, Onib. I'm like, who is that? Hey, Onib, how's it going? I got there in the end. Okay, so this is going to be like a segment of gameplay that we experience more than once in the game, but we get further every time. So it needs to be kind of dynamic. It needs to grow as we're playing, and yeah. All right, I'm going to jumping in to the voice chat. All right, I'm jumping in. We might hear Morgan in a second. Hello. Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. I am just about to listen for the first time. We're going to get a live reacting to the bits that we've started.
I
All
might
right.
just quickly say some things.
Okay. Yeah, I'll let you disclaim and preface.
I'll preface. Yeah. Yeah, mostly just playing with the sound world. There's not like a clear melody or anything at the moment. And there's not a clear structure either in terms of like the starting, ending, looping, all that. It's just thing. But the three versions here are kind of, the first one's pretty sort of sparse and distant, and then the second one, I have things a bit more present, and then the last one has a bit more of a rhythmic feel.
Okay.
But
do you consider these as like different slices that could go together to one composition, or are they different ideas that are competing?
they're all like the same track, but sort of the layers are different slightly. But yeah,
Sure.
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, that's all right. That's all good. It's good to get context. I appreciate it. I'm going to press play and we'll see how we go.
Yeah.
Wow, that was powerful. That was
Thanks.
the mood was really cool then. It was like, I don't know if I had any expectations, but I liked the environment you put me into. That was really cool. I might even listen to that again. Let's just hear it again.
Sure.
Is there like an intentional ebb here? Almost like, am I reading too far into it to say that it's wave-like a little bit?
Yeah, yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Okay, cool. It's good. It's very pensive. It's got the right amount of mystery, depth. Really cool. Let's hear the next layer. Oh, we got 6 seconds.
Oh, wait, that one mustn't have uploaded properly.
All right, can I
I
skip
just
ahead?
saw that. Hopefully, yeah, the next one worked. Well, actually, no, 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 no. Let
All
me,
right,
let
all
me.
right, all right.
It shouldn't take me long because they do. There's a progression there. So
Okay, okay. I'll let you. I'll let you do it.
let me find it.
Mhm.
Hopefully. Hmm. Okay, I think I found it. Give me a second.
There's a conversation in chat happening, I think, between
Oh yeah.
people that were at GCAP talking about pizza. It's like an offline conversation has made its way online. In 2028, I'll have that on loop instead of the Stardew playlist. Thank you, Swizz. Hey, that's high praise.
Yeah. Wow. I think for some reason this audio quality is a bit worse
Okay.
as well. I don't know what happened, but this is. Oh wait, what? Did I delete the wrong one?
No, I think I saw you do the.
What?
Wait, 6 seconds.
Wait,
That's all you. No, they're both
wait,
6 seconds.
wait, but I just wait, are you what is happening? The
It's
video
only
is
giving us
like
6.
the video I'm looking at is 38 seconds, and when I drag it in, it just
Do you?
becomes 6.
Is there somewhere you could put it that we could listen to it? Maybe like on Google Drive, or you could play it through Discord, maybe, or you could drop it into
Um,
Discord as a sound, as an MP3.
mm,
That's weird because we've never had this problem before.
yeah, this is so weird. I don't understand. Well, to be honest, we could probably just skip to the last one because the only difference between this one and the last one is
Like an
a
extra
drum
layer.
layer and a rhythmic string layer.
Sure.
So it's not all that different. So maybe we'll just go with that.
All right. Okay. No problem. Let's have a listen. Ooh, a vocal.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool. Okay. Well, we've got a bit of. I think we got a bit of story syncing ahead of us, where this is like a really good start, and I want to see if I can like inject some of the things that I've been working with this week and plans I have for this scene
Yeah.
into it. We'll see if you can incorporate any of that stuff. So that was awesome. Thank you. From here, is there anything else from the week or from the month or anything that you'd like me to see? Because I think we could do like a bit of a. I want to do some brainstorming and storytelling in a bit, but yeah, I just want to make sure I'm not overlooking anything.
No, there's nothing else really I wanted to show at this point.
Cool. All right. So, all right. Right now, I think we're capturing like a really good layer of the kind of like, I guess this scene has a few chunks to it, and we've kind of you and I have talked about this in the lead up to this conversation, but I guess for chat's sake, we can bring in the context. So, this is, I guess, the layers of perspective here are Armin, and then this kind of like very immediate. So like as the Armin is the subject, and then there's like the immediate kind of like plot context that we're sort of chasing around in the dream, and then there's the sort of broader like environmental / ambient context, and that's probably not how you spell that word. So right now I feel like we're nailing this part of the storytelling of like we are Armin because we're hearing the tension and the mystery, and maybe even the vocal quality kind of maybe pulls us a little bit forward the way that the voice does in the scene. So we were hitting some of this stuff. What I'd like to put more emphasis on in terms of direction is how we work in some more of the space context in there. So that space, I'm gonna just maybe bring these down here and then put this here and a new, maybe I'll just bring this down. So what I mean by this really is that was just the Discord notification that we're streaming. Everyone who's watching right now has already clicked that. So like it's the Hunden. I kind of want the player to already be able to figure out that this is like a Hunden ship.
Okay.
It's I guess that includes the idea of something that is quite, pardon the pun, rough. It's kind of like in my mind there's like a lurching to it. There's something about like I think like stakes, like the stakes of kind of what's happening with this voice. So like maybe like torture / slavery. I'm thinking about like, not that this is necessarily happening in the scene, but the idea of almost like, in like Les Miserables, they're like are they rowing the boats, or like the way that the slaves on the ships
That's
are?
the opening, like where they're
Uh,
doing look down
I think
and they're
so.
hauling on ropes or something.
Yeah. There's this kind of
Yeah, yeah.
like chain gang kind of thing. I don't know if that's what you call it, but yeah, this like indentured servitude. I don't know if he spelled that either. Thank you, Redline. Something that's like, that has a, I guess, just like an like attitude, or like, I'm finding it hard to find the right word for this, but I think you know what I mean. Like the implication is that someone on this ship is being forced, and then I think there's like the way I would incorporate this is it feels like almost like a rhythmic thing.
Yeah.
And in the context of Insignia, there's almost something we could do. It might be triple handling here, but maybe there's a blacksmithing thing with the rhythmic thing,
Oh,
the slamming the hammer down on the anvil, and I don't know.
yeah.
There's maybe there's like a rhythm thing here we can do between the like waves breaking kind of against the boat
Mm,
and the blacksmithing, and maybe the like, not necessarily like a whip, but like some kind of a just a rhythm. I feel like at least maybe in like the right now, I feel like what I'm hearing is really good for that like kind of that the opening, like we're just sort of peeking into, we're falling into this sort of dream and we're just waking up inside of it.
mm,
And I wonder if we could, if the weight is something that we can get to at some point. It might not even be in this chapter because this is a recurring sequence. It might be something that we build weight into,
yeah.
and it becomes more lurching
Mm,
as we go. But definitely, like, I kind of want to build in that direction. There's also, I think, there's like a textural context that I'd like to start building. I mean, you spoke last time we were recapping about this stuff, about how it was kind of hard to get the identity of the Hunden
Mm,
in some of the things you were writing, because there was less context for you. Hey, Odeep, thank you so
yeah.
much. Catch you later. So I want to see if I can build some of that for you today to help you just sow
Yeah.
seeds a little bit texturally. Does that sound
Yes.
good?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, I'm going to see if I can open up some documents, and hopefully they will be good context.
A question
Hmm.
regarding all the rhythmic and sort of, I guess, diegetic aspects of the scene.
Yeah.
Like, do you have an idea of what sound design will be doing here? Because I don't want to sort of step on their toes if I'm, making
Mm,
anvil sounds or doing something rhythmic that's
mm.
maybe feels a bit more diegetic in the way that
Yes,
it's expressed.
that's a
Yeah.
really good. That's a really good catch. I think we could do some of that solutioning in this session. I think that's something we could talk about. I don't have like
Yeah.
an immediate answer, but I know we can build to one. So I just need to make sure I have this final document, but it wasn't in my recents, which is concerning because I only created it 2 days ago. Windows is so funny about that. Like, a file can be like, you just made the file, and Windows is like, I don't know, which file? Okay, here it is. Cool. Alrighty. So I'm just gonna do some lore dumping, world buildy stuff. Starting in 3, 2, 1, go. All right. So,
Exciting.
so you might have seen this before. This is kind of like a bit of a style guide for the Hunden that I began with, and I guess I'm thinking here about how we can. This is all visual, but there would be a sonic element to this that we could kind of, do
Mm.
as a partner. So I actually, you know what? There's like one more layer to this that I really want to add, but right now, there is this m m not what's the word, empire aesthetic that we're kind of going for. Um, Somehow the use of the color red comes up a lot in history, but there's this, I guess, aspect of industry being a big part of this. So the strength of the Hunden in this in the story here is that they're kind of like united, and they have strength, and they apply that strength even if technologically they are a little more crude compared to what the humans are at. It's their, I guess, um, the fact that they are driven by a sense of order from like, it's like they are like a wild force that has been cracked, like the whip has been cracked and gotten them into shape, and now they have like a momentum behind them. And so to me, I think of like the Roman Empire. I think of like the Mongolian kind of tribes united by Genghis Khan. It's a bit that. So that's the
Yeah.
first thing. So military formations, things like that. I think that's where I'm leading with that lurching rhythmic thing with the ship, because they don't have a lot of magic. Um, I guess like the nuance and the art of like where magic was hundreds of years ago when the humans were using it. They don't have access to that. So for them, it's something closer to the way that you might think of. It's almost like we're using electricity and they're using steam, something like that, if you know what I
Mm.
mean. Like a cruder kind of power. Um, there is actually a game call out here that I probably should introduce. So in the game Guild Wars, which is it's an MMORPG, there is a race called the Char, and they're like a fantasy kind of like cat, Taurus, dog kind of werewolfy race. This is what they look like. They're kind of like lions with horns, and
Ooh.
a lot of their kind of aesthetic here, I think there's a lot of overlap. I think it's just like an influence that I couldn't get away from because I love this game.
Mhm.
These are like kind of the villains of Guild Wars, or at least they were in the first game. And it's probably worth doing a bit of a Google Char Homeland just to see kind of. In fact, I might even show the trailer. Just to give some context for chat. It's almost like Mordor. It's kind of very. We'll see if this trailer is even what I'm trying to do. I hope it's not. Okay. Dude, even that music is. That's Lord of the Rings. There you go. So very kind of like similar attitudes here in terms of trying to render a very like brutal kind of space. It's almost post-apocalyptic. You know, there's I feel like you get the picture. So that's like a big feature of how I think of the Hunden in Insignia. Now, the context for this this scene that we're in environmentally. So this is kind of like off the coast of the human continent, and we are kind of in a very like colonial coastal parts of the Caribbean kind of space. So this is kind of generally where we are. In this place called Ustawik. And so, very piratey. But the ship itself is supposed to be one that it's not like a human built ship. So it's not like expertly crafted. It's kind of more got that brutalistic set of kind of architecture to it. At least that's where I'm going to try to head. What I've shown you, it was not necessarily that. So at the moment, this week, I was doing a little bit of thinking about what the ship would look like. And we started with this, and we've been kind of building it out a little bit. So at the moment, we're working with this kind of like big, tall ship. The ship can fly, although nobody knows that yet. That's for later. But yeah, I'm thinking like large, hulking, kind of like more almost steam engine kind of aesthetics here. Maybe not. Maybe steampunk would be going a little too far. But yeah, almost like a kind of a Mad Maxy feel to it. Hey, big thanks to there were 3 gifted subs. Thank you so much. Or 3 separate subs. Thanks, everyone. Yeah, so it's so texturally, I feel like we've got 2 competing kind of elements here in terms of like where we are and where this could go. And I think that that's not a bad thing, because I think a lot of like what we're hearing now in the track gives us that um it puts us in it puts us in a place that where like I'm hearing like I think it was it a pan flute in there or just a normal flute? There was a very like
Yeah, like
breathy.
there's normal flute and there's also this Indonesian flute thing that I have.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah, like those very kind of like soft, inviting, kind of like human textures and tones. I really like them, and I think that they have a place here in the establishing of the. It's almost like when you wake from a dream, you're kind of like rubbing your eyes and everything's a bit fuzzy. It's almost like
Mm,
we're waking up in the dream. So there's like this kind of we're trying to we're trying to understand and sharpen our perception within this space that is foreign to us. Like, what are we doing here? What is this? What are we seeing? There are all these question marks that we're expecting, well, that I'm hoping the player asks. And I think that what we've established right now, it does that successfully. It's more in the next spaces, which I haven't even drawn yet, so I don't. There's no. This isn't a criticism of what you've done, but in the next spaces, I'd like to develop more of that identity of like, okay, we're somewhere. Where are we? And that somewhere needs to have just a stronger sense of like some of those elements of the Hunden sort of creeping in.
mm.
Um, yeah. How does that sound so far?
Yeah, that's super helpful
Cool.
to understand that extra layer. Yeah.
Awesome. From here, what do you think would be a good strategy for this? I would like to, like personally, I want to develop out the scene a little bit so that you can sort of play it. And I need to do a lot more like visual concepting in terms of like creating assets and thinking about what the space will be, particularly like with color. I know this isn't like a music thing, but I think it kind of adds, I think it might relate.
Mm,
Um, where right now we've got a lot of these cool colors, like a lot of blue. And I like that
mm,
because it kind of feels like it's moonlit. But um, one of the signature kind of aspects of how I'm depicting the Hunden is like flames and just the color red. So I think maybe I'm going to try to build as you sort of enter other parts of the ship. I think I want that to become I want to introduce more color and more light into it, and I want it to feel a bit more, um, I guess, savage as we go, a bit more uh,
mm,
like almost in a horror movie. There's the moments, there's the start of the movie where there's nothing, there's no threat, and then towards the end, the mask gets pulled back, and you see what it is that we're sort of running from. So here, it's kind of the opposite because we're running towards. But yeah, I think like by the third dream, it should be pretty obvious to the player, like what ship this is or who create whose ship it is at least.
mm.
Cool. Now uh the question then becomes, is this one music track or is this multiple tracks? Do we have to build motifs into this that relate to the Hunden directly? I think no. I think right now let's just keep it uh in the space that we're in, but I will definitely need to do a bit more definition of the spaces for you to be able to fill them. I can see that I'm the bottleneck here.
I mean, I think I can start um sort of exploring that later sound where with the more of the Hunden
Yep.
identity
Yep.
built in. Like my cogs are already turning. Like imagine
Awesome.
I've got ideas.
Cool. Well,
Um,
I would love for you to just to do just like a palette test with that stuff. It doesn't even
yeah,
have to be
yeah.
for this. If you just want to explore the Hunden for yourself, and then we can help. That'll help us. We can bounce back off each other.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's the direction I can definitely head. But yeah, in terms of that actual music system, the detail of that's probably best to wait till the structure of the gameplay is more
Yep.
defined.
Yep. Maybe this is where I need to be a really good director here and find the right tool for this job. It's probably too early for me to put gameplay in this space, but maybe I'll do some storyboarding. Just
Yeah, that would even help. Yeah.
okay. Cool. Awesome. All right. So I think that's me getting what I needed out of this meeting. Do you have any other questions or things that you need? Let me know if there's any like if you need more to do, we can pick another stream of work and add that onto the list. Or how are you feeling at the moment? You've had a big week.
Yeah. Um, yeah, the rest of the week, I'm probably gonna go to a few more South by things.
Sure. Okay. Well, that's fine then. I'll let
So
you know.
I'm happy to just yeah, I'm happy to just explore the Hunt and Sound, and
Mm-hmm.
then next week maybe we can add another track or another thing to explore.
Perfect. Cool. All right. Well,
Sweet.
enjoy South by.
Thanks.
All right. Thanks for sharing. I'll catch you early next week.
All right. See ya. Bye.
See ya. Cool. She doesn't know this, but I'm going to listen to that track again. That was cool. Let's go listen again. Yeah, dude. Yeah, like those bass, the double bass hits, the staccato hits. There's some lurching we could do with those. The Baroque kind of. Yeah, dude. There's so much here. There's so much in that colonial Baroque kind of, even like the Bruckheimer, like parts, the Caribbean, very like the way that they use the string instruments to create just like the sound palette of the Pirates of the Caribbean. That's we gotta get all over that. Cool. Okay. Well, I'm really excited to see what Morgan comes up with beyond this point. Let's bring this down so you guys don't blast your eardrums out. And I'll put this down so I don't blast my eardrums out. Everyone's eardrums can be preserved. Cool. How's everyone feeling? I've got one major task that I think I can do today before it gets to before I got to run. And I think what that's going to have to be is we have an issue with our sound effects system at the moment for how we do menus. Right now, when we go in and out of menus, there's dude, Windows Media Player is the OG, and it is unbeatable. There are so few tools that just you press play and the thing plays, you know? It just does the thing that it's supposed to do. Like, I don't need to be using Spotify to play my local files. You know what I mean? Windows Media Player, undefeated king. It's getting harder and harder. Even like the normal Windows like photo editor has like a call to action that, like, if you try to edit video using it, it like jumps you out to the like some monkey something. It's like it's like a third party editing, like a video editing like tool that you can download on the Windows Store, because like Windows doesn't have just like Movie Maker anymore. Not that it was very good, but like you would think that they would have an interest in maintaining their own software like that, and they just don't. So, yes. Dude, I'm a couple steps away from Linux. If I had time, if I had a boring month, I'd be running Omachi right now. I'd be running Linux. the call to free and open source software. If I wasn't working on Insignia right now, I would literally be spinning up an Omarchi distro, like an install, and I would be downloading Godot, and I would be seeing how far I could get just using free open source. It's come a long way. Like I've seen what it can do, and I'm starting to believe. He's beginning to believe. I'm getting Linux pilled. I know Unix. Got a wife first, then Arch. You'll be doing it right. I got a wife. Now time to get Arch Linux. Okay, so it's a little annoying because I've got to be doing some sound related work here. Let me see if I can just go somewhere peaceful in the game. Dude, I got a new mouse yesterday because somehow my old one broke while I was overseas in LA. Brand new Logitech G703. I love these mice. You hearing this? It rattles. There's something inside of it that moves. I need to be I just have to like keep my hands like, just don't shake it too hard. All right, so let's go. So the problem here is, man, this is not looking, what is happening with my color profile? Why is this an option? Oh, there's next. No, but I want to change the display. Maybe this has HDR. No, HDR off, please. That's better. What set my computer to have HDR on? What happened? Much better. Wait, is there really no WordPad? Oh! There's no WordPad anymore? Where did it go? What? But Notepad's worse. All right, I can't listen to the music for this. I've been opening things like RT. I don't know if RTF. No, I don't think VS Code can do it. But I've been doing a lot of Markdown in VS Code recently, just for like personal notes and stuff. So what we're trying to do is fix this. Let's have a listen. When I go into this menu, see how we went diddling, but nothing when we go back, and then when we press back again. Nothing. But I think there is a woo or something like that. Whew. Yeah. Whew. That happens. I couldn't hear that with these headphones, but you might have heard it. So what that is there, clicking that, actually, it sounds like we just moved forward. Come talk to me in Discord. No. Yeah. So I think we need just like a strategy for this. There's no consistent logic in the game that handles any of this. It's just like on a menu by menu basis, entering and exiting has, sometimes it has sound and sometimes it doesn't. So if I go here, that's easy. That account was created in 2014. I just banned someone with like a 15-year-old, not 15, 10-year-old, 11-year-old Twitch account. That's crazy. So this is sounding good. You actually can't like drill into these pages. So there's nothing really, there is no deeper or shallower, but I do want there to be the concept of depth. It's also tough because, well, what we need is what's called an interaction model. So I can spin one of those up because it does exist. What we need is a menu. Menus. Yeah. Okay. So this is the broad system. So we have what's called a context stack in the game. And when you go into menus, like when you pause the game, that's the pause context gets placed and the menu opens inside of it. And then like going into another menu puts that on top of the pause context. Or another way to put it would be, pardon me, like I'm paused, that's one context. Now I'm in settings, that sits on top of the paused context. Now we're in the settings context on top of paused. So, and then this is now the audio settings, which is sitting on top of that, which is sitting on top of that, which is sitting on top of that. So it's a stack of contexts. Now that's fine. We could probably use that if we were just doing logic on, if we just wanted the sound effects to map to that system, that's the easiest way to do things, right? You just have rules for things and then you have the sound effects apply to the rules and then you don't have to think any harder. However, the actual menu, like the book is kind of a different beast and it's harder to deal with because it violates that stack. It's kind of like context unto itself. So the question then becomes like, do we work within the space that we're in or what do we do? So this is the context stack. And then the book is a little bit different because the book has a bunch of pages and those pages kind of look like double spreads. One sec. Bing, bong, bing, bong, bing, bong, bing. And we can fill that and we can say, okay, this is like a book page. And inside, perfect. These are arranged in such a way where we have like a grid menu here that shows us all of the different, possible menu places that we could go. So we have our little index. There's, I think, 9 of these or whatever it is. And then we have like a couple down the bottom. What? Like this. And the problem is that this index, though there are other pages, those pages are not deeper than the index. Those pages are adjacent to the index right now. So when you turn the page, when you like click this guy, for example, let's just say we go, okay, we're going to enter into this spot. You're not adding a page on top. You're not like opening a layer on top of that. You're actually just going to that page in the book. And what that really means is that the book is kind of just like an array of pages, really. So, and the first index happens to just be the index page, just like a real book. So this context stack is not how this works. This just sits inside of the context stack as one context. Now, some of these pages, like the equip page, does have a set of contexts. So the equip page has, has a layer of interacting with the grid, because it has a grid too, although its grid is not a 3x3, it is a 4x4. I don't know how to do this. If I wanted to put one of these here, oh, okay, it just lets me do that. Nice. Okay, well, I'll just do that. And we can go like 20, or like 5, or like 5. All of these. Is there like a fill container? Okay. And then I take this and I shrink it. Beautiful. Okay, so there's like interacting with the grid, and then separately there's also interacting with the list. So I can take this and I can say, okay, now I've got a bunch of menu items here. And that also is not a question of deepening the context, right? That's, again, another horizontal movement. So what I think I need to formalize here, or be a bit more conscious of, is that when we're interacting with the menu, there's going deeper, putting things on the stack, and then there's popping things off the stack. And right now, none of this stuff inside of the book interacts with that, because at no point are you actually pushing or popping from the stack. You're actually just moving horizontally through a set. And from the player's perspective, I don't think that's how it works. I don't think if you're the player that you think of it as all horizontal. I think when you're here and you press this button, you're going technically in, or actually you're not going anywhere. There is no animation. There used to be. So maybe it's a few questions, like, what should this feel like? I think it should feel like, right? You're moving somewhere in the book. Maybe it should feel like, we could feel like depth, but it's not really what happens up here. Like, if you look, you're flipping. So maybe clicking this should just flip to this, like it just did then. So if you click, or if you press R1, you get the same interaction. You get flip, and then pressing here, what we've done is we have advanced something. We've advanced the state. So we've selected this, and now we're picking from a list. So what you're hearing now is me pressing A, or A, B. B is like a back. So I think that's fine. It's not quite right, because we didn't select, we selected it, but it didn't advance the game state. It just shifted. So this should be like a, but not a ba-ba. It should just be more like a something shifting, not like a hooray. Generally speaking, with menu sound design, the way I like to think about it is forward movements, backward movements, and then sideways movements. Forward movements should always feel positive, like when you press OK, when you press select or go or whatever, that's moving forward. Exiting, canceling, pressing back should always feel like a downward movement, like a ba-bom, which is not a bad thing. It's just, it means that it's just tonally you're navigating out. And those, navigating forward, like deeper and outer, inner and outer, I go with up and down. That's how I think tonally it should work. Sideways should always be more textural, or it should express context. So when I select this, what have I done? The sound should support what I've done, which is, in this case, it's like a refinement. It's like we're swapping this with something else. So we're motivating a choice. The player is about to make a choice. So it's almost like a question mark that we're creating when we do that. You know, we're graying this out. That doesn't feel more solid. That feels kind of more hazy. Like, ooh, what are we about to do with this? I know that's very ambiguous and odd, but that's how I think about it. So like a, you know, would be more appropriate than a da-da-da. We also have shuffle. So like this, see how those don't have tones? They're more just textures. And this is what we've got right now is kind of like a rifling through a bag sound. Like a whoosh, which is fine. I think that's okay. But we're layering sounds too. So I think it's just right now in the game system, there's not a really strong way to isolate these sounds. And that's because I've put the sound effects. Unfortunately, I made the mistake of binding the sound effects to the buttons, not to the actions. So you always hear that ba-da-long when you press A, basically. When you like, well, not A, but when you press the A button, on a button, it'll do that. That's the button was pressed sound. But we've now made the decision that some buttons go forward, some buttons go sideways. Therefore, that positive feedback should be more contextual, which means it shouldn't be bound to the fact that you pressed a button. It should be bound to what you did. Hi, I think equipment should be a separate widget, not a page in some book. Hey, Don. Right now, the whole menu is the book. The only thing that's not a book, well, there are 3 things that are not the book. 2 things. Right now, all of your inventory is in the book. So this is your inventory. These are items that you've got. This is equipment. This is designs you can forge. This is quests. I think it's okay for them to be like this right now. Map is different, even though I feel like if we were designing this game from scratch, you would put the map in the book and you would put maybe the inventory in something else. But I don't think that's the case, because the inventory and the gear, it's all in like item space, and displaying item names and item icons, they've all been designed for this environment, for the pages of a book. So I'm okay with the choice. The map is a totally different thing, right? The map is kind of like you're going somewhere completely different, and none of the things that get represented in the map are represented anywhere else. I just need to go blow my nose. I'll be right back. Be right back, chat. Yeah, I'm a big fan of listening to the data structures for how the data should be represented. It tends to be way more frictionless when you do that. imposing an aesthetic onto data before you have the data can be really awkward, and it usually involves building a lot of things. It should probably go last, and I've made that mistake. Like, I designed all of this stuff before I had data for it, and that's why we're doing this right now. That's why it's hard. All right, I'm just going to crunch this, and then we'll get to building something. Yeah, this map was the first time I ever built something for the game purely data first, but we'd already built a massive interface for the map system as an editor tool. So it just made it so easy to put into the game, because it was just like, well, we've got thumbnails. How do we show the thumbnails? We've got connections. How do we show the connections? Rather than saying, what should a map look like in my game? Okay, so let's think about where the sound effects are being played. That's the first thing. I'll drag this over here. Let's add this to, what's the current status of any Unity plugins like Scene Graph? Oh my gosh, chat. My life right now is so hard. I don't have enough hours in the day. I desperately want to get back to Scene Graph. Elzak is in the chat right now, and I haven't even flagged this with him. But like, I am desperate to get back to Scene Graph and to push that thing out. But like, I'm so busy. I have no hours in the day for it. Like, I really want to do it. If we can somehow do it like this before the end of the year, I want us to do it, because I think it's important that we do it, and it's so close to being something that people can enjoy and put their hands on. I like need to make time for it. Yeah, it's really hard. It's great. I use it all the time. Yeah. Like, I literally have too much on my plate right now. That's the problem. It might have to be start of November. I think that's the only time I'll have. So maybe in like a couple of weeks. But yes, please. I wish I was 3 people. Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe there are some things that I can give you. Maybe there are some things that I can put in your court, Elzak, and you can just take charge of them, and then we can reconnect properly later on in the month. One of them, I can just rattle off some stuff if you're interested. One of them is like a way for trackpad users to move around. Right now, there's no way on Mac or Windows, if you don't have a middle mouse button, you can't translate the view. That's like a big one for me. Whenever I'm like on a bus or using my laptop, like, I always have to zoom. You have to like pick a far side, zoom away from it, and then pick another far side and zoom into that one. That's how I get around. That's how Morgan gets around when she's using it on her MacBook. So yeah, if you have time, for sure. Okay. So, yeah. What am I doing here? I'm looking at UI focus. I wish I could start this from scratch, the UI system. Oh, I would do such a better job of it. All right, so the first thing is to find where we're putting this sound effect for forward movement. I'm pretty sure it's on the success feedback. So we've got this play bump. That's if you don't get the success feedback. It's all very event driven. It's pretty crappy. Yeah, play forward. Here we go. Play feedback sound. What do you get called? Okay, so when we set focus, yeah, super generic right now. We don't have any context control at all. And the trouble here is that the button we press, A, does different things depending on what we're selected. So A on this goes to a page, but we're just using the forward option. A on this, again, goes forward, sideways. We haven't really defined it. So what do? We could do it as overrides on the buttons themselves. We could try to resolve a state based on how the menus have changed. Personally, I think it needs to map to the visual, and I think the visual is context-based, so I think we need to do it at the context. That might be the way I would jump to it. So maybe we would go to the basic game menu. When we go from equipment, right, and we press forward on this, pause menu.select page, equip menu, Tetris. So like here, pause menu. You know what? I think we could almost get away with only we bind the sonic feedback to the thing, to where the state ends up. Like, rather than asking like, hey, I'm here and I'm moving to this and I'm moving to this. Right now, we are providing audio feedback based on what you did, not where you ended up. But I think if we do it based on where you ended up, the only condition we'd have to catch is the exit condition. So right now, the sound effect is bound. Let me just check. I'll just draw it myself. Fine, I'll do it myself. Okay, the audio feedback is bound. There we go. Perfect. Whatever. The audio feedback right now is bound to the button that you pressed, which is like this part. But what we could do is just put the audio feedback on the thing that you end up at. So here it's like, oh, I'm in this menu now. This menu shows this sound. Like when we enter this menu, it's because well, that's not great either. I mean, there are still assumptions if we don't have the context. So the other way to do it would be to have the context be derived from some sort of transition. Like you were here and then you ended up here. That pairing has this sound. I don't think that's right either. I think it really must have to be just override driven. Like literally this button has this sound effect when you press it. It might have to be that. We could. That's tough, man. It's tough because there's no logic. There's no wrapping logic that determines like what kind of thing a button is supposed to do. So like this is just a button. The button doesn't know anything about itself. The only way the button actually knows what it's doing is it happens to have this script called UI focus on it, which happens to call a function. That function call doesn't define the function call is opaque at this scope. It could be that the function call should be the thing that describes the sound effect. So we could say, well, hang on a second. Select page has a sound effect. You just take it away from the buttons altogether. When you select a page, you get the sound effect. You know what? That's what the answer is. Because the select page function has the descriptor, right? We're looking for the sound effects are like adjectives. Like what this is paper. This is, forward. This is backwards, exit, open. Those words describe what is happening, and we want the sound to match what's happening. So the sound should happen in the code, not on the button. The sound should happen here. And we're almost doing it. The bump sound, if you don't get to go somewhere, plays here. But we actually need this right here. We probably should have a function called setPage. Well, it is here. It's right here. So it's literally here is where we should play the sound for turning the page. That's where it should be. Because that's where we described what happens. Okay. Now, what that means is that this feedback, this auto feedback, is it probably can't be here. This play feedback sound. I think it's no good. Except for maybe for the movement buttons, like left, right, up, down. I feel like we could just play like do it, no matter what. Back, maybe, but forward, I feel like we can't. I feel like that has to be bound to the context. This is going to make a lot of the sounds less functional, but it's going to stop us from having overlapping sounds. Actually, both forward and back, navigational, things that change the state need to have that there. Maybe we could do something where we're trying to do some sort of override where we catch like some default, but we're already too far from the context here. We're making a lot of assumptions at this point. It's not very good. This set focus is just like everywhere. It's like, it's in tons of places. And it could be anything. Setting focus could do anything. So I think it's too abstract to put here. So let's take it away, just like we have done. Lesson learned. And now we'll have a bunch of emptiness where there used to be sound effects, which now we have to put in the right contexts. Yeah. Okay. Now, we don't want to do it at the button level. Hey, bad cop, I just saw you were here. We don't want to do it at the button level. We want to do it at the function level. So let's just go to like equip menu. And let's think about what are the functions? It's a big script. Hey, documentalist. I'm working on menu sound effects. Okay, so here is do default state. This get input down is our little keyword here. This is where the source is. So in each of the states, there is some functionality that checks what button we've pressed and then does something. So we just need for all of these endpoints to have sound effects. We actually have a page turn. Here we go. Boom, just like that. We hot reloaded. This is C#. So here's the exact example, right? That Alt and left click. Oh, cool. Maybe I should tell Morgan that. I'll try that myself as well. Thank you for that. Alt. Okay. We might also need a mini map at some point. I'm already at a place where I feel like it's not too bad. It's not too bad, actually. Like, it's a lot, but maybe that's just my game. There's too many scenes in it. Let's leave it. Let's call it on the minimap for now. But, okay. So, yeah. So the problem is I mean, technically, again, this is like a UI design issue of like the index page is left of the page. I actually think we just need to also play the animation. Like if we just do that, it'll make more sense. That was a tool that we have built for the game. Are you interested in it? It's a map editor, a world editor. We call it scene graph. I think we need to call it world graph. See? We're giving up on money here, Elzak. So many opportunities. We're leaving them on the table. Yeah, I feel like people get upset when I say scene graph because it means something else in Unreal Engine and other things. So world graph, I think, is it's got to be called that, I think. As much as I like scene graph. Hey, software artificer. Doing okay. All right, so where do we actually turn the page? Animate page. Cool. So when we select a page, what calls this? From the inventory menu, when you get input down, roll. So that's a back option. I guess I could say pull back forward. Forward equals true. Cool. Didn't like that. Suddenly useless. What the heck? This? Uh-huh. The heck just happened? Yeah, we're like right up. It's a weird semantics thing. It's like, is it a graph of scenes or is it the graph of a scene? That's the problem. It just creates this weird mental conflict. Why? Why does that not work? How could this possibly stop us from being able to do what we want to do here? What? I genuinely have no idea. Nothing. Literally taking this away makes this work. Am I overloading the function somehow? Oh, do you know why? I know why. Because select page is set inside of the inspector. It's the inspector function that doesn't know what to do because it's serialized to the prefab. That's annoying. Then actually what I will do is do this, do this, do this. Then I will go back to pause menu and I will do this, take this away, and then do this. Now you will do what I tell you to do. Because now all the serialized versions will have the same parameterless thing that they can call from before. That would have hurt me so badly like 3 years ago. There's no way I would have been able to manage what I just did. Except that seemed to go backwards. False. Oh my gosh. Why does pressing back here take us forward? Yeah, see this animator.turn page. This is kind of wrong. Actually, no, that's okay. No, it's actually Elzac. He just didn't get the capital. The lowercase L was taken. It looks like it should be Isaac, right? Take it up with Elzac. How do I exit this thing? Bro. Sorry about that. You can't do multi parameters here. You can only do one parameter per one of these per serialized thing. That sucks. That's so bad. So I'm gonna get rid of this for quests, and I'm gonna get rid of it for inventory, where I bet it exists. Nope. Nope. Ah, there it is there. Well, in any case, now we'll go to quest page, and we're updating content. We are... Weird. The hell am I looking at? One sec, pals. There's not even an update function in this thing? What the heck? Does it even have an open? Has focus. Okay. Is this a singleton? Please be. Please be a singleton. There is. Ah, yes. Hooray. Huzzah. See ya, Ian. Scratcher? I never heard about that. Can't seem to make that work. Perfect. So now it's designs that's bad. Okay. Can someone tell me what a scratcher is? I'm guessing it means bed, but like, where does that come from? Yeah, bad. Well, it could have been okay, but it needs to be like return to system or something like that. Anyway, I don't like it, so we'll hard code it. Not hard code, we'll encode it. Do we have an update function? Nope. You know what? I have a better idea. Perfect. Don't need you. Don't need you. Go. No one knows what a scratcher is? Ian just said that and left? Perfect. A lotto ticket? That's surely not what Ian was talking about though. We call that a scratchy in Australia. Cat houses. He's gonna. Okay, so we'll pop this. In our sound effect chat. Hey, can we have a, you know what, I'll just put this in there. I don't need to do it here. I'll do it over in our schedule doc. Production doc. Game menu page turn back. Oh, it is a bed. Right. Scratcher. What? Off to my scratcher. Cool. Scratcher. All right. So that's good. We just don't have forward progress for this. So like selecting in. It's tough because, well, it's not tough. This is for selecting to the list. We could just do this. We can just do this, man. Come on, Adam. This is the equipment menu, and this is jump. Try finish. Jump has 2 places. Try finish arrange. But that's for do arrange state. Oh, no. It's not arrange. It's picking. Enter picking. Ronnie Pickering. Set state. Is there anywhere where we set state picking directly? There is, right here. Select grid icon. Cool. So, anytime that we set the state to picking. Did I end up getting a ROG ally? Yeah, I have the ally. Steam Deck versus ally. I think the ally X, which is what I have, well, my brother has, but we both kind of use it. It's his. I like that better than the Steam Deck, but I think it's more expensive as well. It's a better device. Maybe the OLED Steam Deck might be the better value. Enter picking. Yeah, that's right. The ROG Ally X. There is, I think, a Linux version of that runs on Bazzite. Maybe you just have to install it. So if you want to stay on Linux land, you can still do this. Everything's computer. Well, they're all computers, that's the thing. All right. So this would be play sound of entering picking state. What if it doesn't have a sound? Uh-huh. What does tick mean? Anyway, I think we should call this cursor forward. So play forward. And then this is where it gets tricky. Going back to the default state doesn't tell us where we came from. So we can't immediately say that we want to use this as we can't just play a sound effect here. We have to play it coming from the other thing. It's really here. So if we finished arranging, I think we already have a sound for this, but then exit picking state. I feel sorry for Elias if he has to do anything to do with this. If he has to touch any of this code, I feel bad for him. Yeah, none of that does anything. Okay, well, let's get rid of this. Come back to this. And then equipment menu. So, right side, title. What? Why does the right side not have the content in it? What is... Okay, accessory list view, sure. All right. This is the list. Exit accessory list. And then forward doesn't do anything. Forward has no function here. Does it have a function elsewhere? This is pretty... No. Okay. Hey, I'm using 2022.3.61 F1. 2022.3. You can call it that. Okay. Well, in that case, we are just going to... The button that we have here is for exit accessory list. But there are 3 places we do this. Try, finish, arrange. That's weird. Cancel input. That's part of arrange. But why are we exiting accessory list from inside of the arrange state? That's totally different. I'm not going to touch that. And then the third place we do it is select accessory from list. Right. So here, We return the menu. What if we press the roll button? Somehow we're doing it. Somewhere in this stack of prefabs, there's logic that describes what's happening. I know I did it wrong, but where did I do it wrong? There's no back. Exit accessory list. Ah, that sucks. It needs to be a different function. Unless we give it a state. All right. Yeah. So that's no good. It's not right, but I think it's closer to what we were intending. So open, select, select, select. Right now, you just press A. This is what happens. You toggle back and forth because you're selecting the same thing. But you're selecting the list and then you're selecting from the list. Those are both positive things, but they should feel different. One should be an equip sound. The other is just like a move forward sound. And then back escapes. So and then this is also wrong because we're playing the back sound when you drop. I still don't understand how, like, in the arrange, try finish arrange. Why are we exiting accessory list in this context? It shouldn't be open. That's just not a thing. Yeah. That works. Okay. The next thing is this stuff no longer does anything. So I guess we would want pressing A on this to go forward. And something opens this from somewhere. Where is it happening? Who is creating this guy? I think it's probably hand done. So right down here, pagination, left, right. These are accessories. We're in system is where we want to go. And we're looking at graphical menu, row, settings. So menu controller.set focus for left. That's fine. Okay, so nothing. How does this know what it does? There needs to be a forward option here. If I double click this. What? Hey, Pleasant Pie. Chapter 1 was fully done. I'm doing edits on it on the side while we do chapter 2. So chapter 2 is in production. Chapter 1 is on the it's in the editing room at the moment. I added a map system to the game after chapter 1 in response to some player feedback, and introducing that map system to the player and staggering out some of the slower paced content so that it was a bit more, well, not staggering out slower paced content, but adjusting the pacing of the content is something that I've been doing on the side. Okay, so why, if we go to game engine and then we go all the way to the, not this, not this, not, well, this, 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 this. Do you have things that you're set to do? Ugly, so ugly. Yeah, it is. That's why we can't, it was my mistake. It was really my mistake of trying to solve chapter 1 before building the game, because chapter 1 is the tutorial chapter. It really needs to wait until the rest of the game's done to reflect what's in the game, the choices that we made across the game. It's still, the hard thing is that if it was up to me, I'd leave chapter 1 until we're finished. But publishers want to play a demo of the game. They need to see a tutorial. They need to experience the game's onboarding in order to really get what I'm doing. So I actually don't have the luxury of leaving chapter 1 where it is. I have to update it, even if it's going to change. It sucks. So what I hate about this is that this just opens the menu. It just opens the settings menu. So I guess what we could do is say on enable, if this was, we could say menu controller dot play forward. No, but I don't necessarily want to play, well, all right, let's see what that feels like. That's interesting, because you can't enter this. This can't be shown on screen unless you entered it, and it can't dismiss off screen until you close it. So I can bind the open and close sounds to the enter and exit sounds. The open and close actions to the enter and exit sounds. That makes perfect sense. We could do that everywhere. We could have done that everywhere. The only thing is there are some places where that's not the case because like here, opening this, you can get away from it by moving across. So you wouldn't want something opening and something closing. Whenever that's happening, transitioning, rather than a stack, you can't do what I just did. This only works if you have a stack system because you can only open or close one thing at a time. If you have multiple things switching states, the state system needs to have one sound per state change. Because if you close one thing to open another thing, you'll hear both at the same time. I'm learning lessons here. I'm learning lessons. So here is fine. Here is fine as well. Opening this and just having the sound go bling. This is different though. This is a state change. Yeah. Okay. Well, this doesn't even have like... Oh my gosh, that's so ugly. Oh, wow. So bad. Landing. Well, yeah, I have to do that. This is garbage from 2017. This is how old this code is. It's not even code. It's a bunch of function calls and set in the inspector via coroutines or whatever you call them. Yes, I just don't want. I'm just anxious of doing this right now. I have to leave in a second. I'll set it up as a to-do for later. Look at all my to-dos. Okay. We'll call it polish. Add, update, settings, menu, hooks to be in a script rather than in coroutine. Oh, they're not called coroutines. What are they called? That's pretty urgent. I might even put it in development and then put development at the front. We're actually not even in the right spot. Not here. It's chapter 1 edits. And you're at the top. Yeah, it is a good thing. It's a healthy thing to be able to say, wow, I can do that so much better today. I'm appreciative of that opportunity. It's just tiring when I'm trying to keep momentum on the project. All right. Yeah. Like I don't know if you guys feel this, but like if I was able to start a new project and keep all of the lessons, it would be amazing. It's 2 days ago, we created an ability on stream in literally an hour and a half. Animation, code, everything. It was perfect. It's great. It took so little time to put this in the game. Right? This. Awesome. The only problem is it's so infrequent that I get the chance to like actually engage with the game on that level because there's other things that need my attention. Like I need more time to be able to do that. Whereas the context switching to go back all the time to fix old things, it sucks. This is why a lot of companies just like throw solutions out and this is why Unity abandons stuff. Because it's like starting something new always feels better. All right. So what is all of this? None of this. No. Ooh, I think I did solve that. Yeah. What's this? Yeah, that's not really. No teleport in Crystal Summers until you've activated them. Harriet basing the wrong way. Harriet needs to disappear. I don't know what these are. Yeah, this was feedback for chapter 1 edits. No, let's put this back here and just put this in like fix quests menu. Remove binary formatting for input configs. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Control and keyboard mapping. Yeah. Lots of stuff to do, see? Hey, Kyber Krika, how's it going? I can't drown. That's my thing. I can't get lost. Chat, I'm going to come back tomorrow. I might not even be, I'm going to be out all morning tomorrow. Do I have meetings? Let me just, gosh. My dad wants me to help him renovate a place that we have out of the city. He wants, not renovate, move stuff so that they can renovate it. It's like an hour's drive away from where we live. But he can't, he's 70 now. He can't do it all himself. Okay. I think I have no meetings tomorrow. And I think I'll be back by 1, which means we can do what we want to do tomorrow. And tomorrow I'm working on Insignia demo. Oh no, that's supposed to be Wednesday. Okay, this was this was today, which is where we're at right now. We've been working on Insignia. Scene graph was supposed to be after dinner today. Hey, Elzak, you want to chat in like 8 hours? Not 8 hours, 4 hours. It's on my calendar. We'll see. I'll let you know if I'm around. Okay, so tomorrow Insignia. I might work on demo content tomorrow. I might work on chapter 1. Well, it's on my calendar because I'm supposed to be working on it. Is this a Figma template? Can I get it? It's not. I just made this up. I just am such a Figma wizard that I can build all of this stuff. I mean, maybe I can make this public. I think I will make this public. I'm really happy with it. I'll build something and I'll make it a public thing that you can download and use. Yeah, I think I will. All right, everyone, I gotta go. It was my pleasure being with you today. I will catch you tomorrow. Let's find someone to raid and get out of here. Yo, somebody on YouTube asked a question. Short says, hey Adam, if you have time, it would be interesting to hear how you handle menu controls, etc. in general at a systems level in Insignia. I wish I had time to answer that question, but I don't. Maybe next time, tomorrow. What canvas size do you use for your drawing sprites in your game? It depends on the sprite, really. Sorry, YouTube chat. We're raiding Booyah today. All right, let's play the music. Thanks, everybody. I had a lot of fun. Hope you did too. If you like my content, please wishlist Insignia on Steam if you're a real one. Real ones know. I will see you tomorrow. As always, I've been Adam. You've been the Pixel Pals. This has been the Indie Tales Game Dev live stream. Until next time.